Now we are going to learn about regular expressions. Now this topic, regular expressions, is first of all very important. Secondly, this is not a particular just a topic of JavaScript. It is a general concept, applies to most of the programming languages. And we are going to learn first in first part that what is regular expression all about, and then we'll come also to particular syntax which applies to JavaScript. But in general, this is a very generalized concept. Okay, so let's start. A regular expression is used for matching text with a pattern, which means that let's say you have a complicated some pattern. So let's say you have to test whether a particular string is a valid phone number or not. Like for example, it should start with plus and then only digits should come, no alphabet should come. So that side type of pattern you have to check. Now obviously you can write your own code to check parse that string, that it starts with this, and the second, what is the second character, what is the length, all the characters in between. You can iterate and see what character, but that becomes slightly tedious, right? Regular expressions gives us a very precise sort of concise way to approach that, and that we will see that it is going to be very powerful in those scenarios where we want to match a particular text with some pattern which we have. Okay, so first of all we'll see a syntax for creating a regular expression. So in JavaScript we have this two types of syntax in which we can declare a regular expression. One syntax is it starts with slash and ends with slash. In between whatever you write, that whole thing signifies a regular expression. Now this is like not so interesting, like simply ABC, right? So obviously it will get more complicated, but I'm just giving an example that whatever you write something like this, you can understand it like that a string starts with a single quote or double quote and ends with a single quote or double quote. In a similar expression, you can think that this is also a literal value which starts with slash and ends with slash, and then JavaScript knows that this thing which what we are talking about, this sort of literal, is a regular expression. And we have another syntax also where we can like new string syntax which we saw, right? So here also we can create a new regular expression, okay, using this syntax, new reg exp this, and then whatever the regular expression you want to create, that you pass as a string. So this is not a string, this is a like proper literal of regular expression, but this thing is a string. Okay, let's see it more clearly by doing it by an example. Okay, so when I write, let's say const re is equal to and some let's say you see simply double slash it is comment, right? But when you start writing in between, then you will see that comment thing is gone. So you can write, let's say, xyz whatever. Now if you try to see that what is this re and what is this type of re, okay, then you'll see that it is like a type object. So there is no type as such of regular expression type, but like null is type object, or for example plain old objects is objects, or simple array is object. So similarly regular expression is also an object, but you see how it is written, right? So basically you understand that it is not like a normal string, right? If you write something like in quotes, then that will be a string. This is a different thing, this is a regular expression. Just instead of this, let's say we use that second syntax, this thing, right? Now this xyz thing has to be a string, right? So we will use the syntax new regular expression, and inside as argument we have to pass this. Now this is a string. Okay, let's print it. You see that I have created that, and all, and still when I'm printing that, it is printing like this. Okay, so you can understand that both are equivalent internally. It's just that we are just getting in JavaScript two ways of creating this internally. Both are same. Okay, that is also an object. Now this is what where we have to get started, that what is the use of simply this ABC or something. So we know that if we simply want to match ABC, then we can simply see that whether ABC it includes ABC or not, right? We want to see that whether ABC is matching a pattern or not. So those things are easy. But here comes more interesting things, where something like A, B, star, C, something like this is there, right? And we will see later that this is now this is getting this is getting interesting, where we are trying to get more powerful patterns of regular expression. We'll discuss it in more detail, but right now just let me tell you that the star means that zero or more of B, which means that zero can be B can be zero times, one time, two time, or infinite times. Okay, it doesn't matter. So which means that it will match A C also. It will match A B C also. It will match A B B C also. So it should start with, means somewhere A should be there, C should be there, and in between there should be zero or more B's. Okay, so we'll discuss it more in more detail later. But this is what I'm talking about. When you create a regular expression, then you can create you can write those things which are available. So this star is or asterisk is a valid syntax of creating regular expression, right? If you write some random thing, some let's say some, I don't know, like let's say you write something like this, or right. So I don't know whether these are valid or not. Yeah, so this is like a normal character. This is not having any such meaning, right? But if you write something like this, right, then this has a special meaning in JavaScript. Okay. Secondly, I don't know whether all characters are supported or not. I believe so. Most of the characters are supported, but those characters which are not supported or have a special meaning. So, for example, let's say star has a special meaning, but what if I want to match star? Like this means that x, zero or more y's and z's, but I don't want that. I want to match x, let's say x y star z, exactly, actually a string this, or x star z. I want to match a star, but star has special meaning there. But how do I match a star? So for that we will see later that we can escape these special values, and then they will get their literal meaning. Okay. And yeah, that is fine, we'll see that again. And we have some special sort of syntax, which these are called character classes, which is like, for example, if you have to match some digits, then rather than writing here 0 1 2 3 4 till 9, you can write a shortcut that is simply /d, and this /d will have a special meaning in regular expression pattern, where it will match any digit. Okay. And then again this we are getting a new thing called plus. Okay, so we'll discuss it again in detail, but it means basically that like star means zero or more, plus means one or more, right? So here if AB plus C would have been there, then it would not match AC, but because at least one B is needed, because if AB plus C is there, but then it will match not match AC, but it will match ABC, and then ABBC, ABBBC, all those things it will match, right? So star means zero or more, plus means one or more. Okay. And in this particular case, it means that it will match one or more digits. So you understand, if whatever you write after anything after that. So we'll come back to that, but we are just right now discussing that how to declare regular expressions in JavaScript. And again, this thing can also be written like this, but you have to see one special thing, that here you have to write double slash instead of one slash, right? Double backslash. Why? Because if you write something like this, then it is valid, something like this. But if you write something like this, let's say const sum str is equal to this thing, then let's try to print this str. You see what will happen. Let's remove everything. Okay, so you see that you are just getting d plus, you're not getting /d plus. So what happens is that slash has a special meaning, right? So for example, if you write /n, then it will have a special meaning. So you see that one new line has come here, and that's why this blank thing is coming, blank line is coming, a new line is entered, and then d plus is coming, right? But the thing is that /n has a special meaning, so it has given its it has given its sort of printed output here. If I write, let's say, slash t, then you see what will happen. It gives a tab is like many sort of it is a single character, but it will give a feel of more gap. Rather than having one space, it will give some tab width, which might be four space equivalent or eight space equivalent. But the point is that you are seeing that there is more space available here, right? And that is tab character, and then d plus. Now this has also taken effect because the slash t is also something valid. But if you simply write slash d, then what happens, that slash d is not something special in string thing. In regular expression thing, slash d has a special meaning, so that will work out, right? But in string world, slash d has no special meaning. So what happens, that if you write slash and then after that you write something which has no special meaning, then it simply ignores that slash, which means that sort of slash d will be equivalent to simply d, but this slash will not be printed, you see, right? So still you see only d plus. If you want to actually print this slash, then you have to escape this slash also. And how do you escape slash? You escape everything with slash. So that's why you escape slash also with slash. Understand? So you write something like this. So technically what is happening is that when you write double slash d plus, it actually means single slash d plus. Okay, because slash is a special thing and that will generally not come, and if you want that to be part of string, then you have to escape it. So that is how this thing is working. Now here this example I am giving you because in regular expression case, slash d has a meaning. Yeah, slash d means any digit, right? So it will work out fine if you use using this syntax. But if you use string syntax, then in order to say slash d plus, you have to write slash d plus, because that thing will mean actually slash d plus. Understood, right? So this is just so just blindly don't think that everything what you write in between, that simply you can cut, copy and paste here. That is not like that. Sometimes these sort of situations may arise. That's why I gave you example like this. Anyways, we are going to see a thing that, okay, now we are going to see that yes, we have created some regular expression, but now we want to test that whether a string is able to match the pattern of that regular expression or not. That is the entire point of creating a regular expression, right? Now we have to test that whether it satisfies that or not. For that we use a JavaScript function called test, and it is available directly on the regular expression object. Okay, so if you create a regular expression, something like this, if you create a regular expression, then directly on that, like you create a string, then a string dot whatever, two lowercase, two uppercase, things are available, methods are available on that, right? Similarly here, if you create simply some regular expression, then simply you do dot and then these methods which are available, they will be you will be able to access those. And then after that, in argument you have to pass the string with which you want to test this regular expression. Okay, so let's see, this one liner executes a search for a match between regular expression and a specified string. So yeah, we are trying to test the matching, right? And what it returns true or false. So this, if it is matching, then it returns true. If it is not matching, then it returns false. Okay, so let's see firstly this one, hello.test hello world. It is returning true, which means it is matching. Okay, then how you will say that how it is matching? This is hello world. Okay, but that is the point. The thing is that the meaning of this regular expression is that I have to test whether this hello is there somewhere in this string. Is it somewhere there? Yes, here it is there, right? It does not need to match the whole thing. It just sees that, and if you want to match the whole thing, there are ways for that it should start with there, it should end with there are ways for that, and that those assertions which we will see later in this video or next video only. But the point is that right now, when we have not told anything, we are simply writing double slash, in that we are writing any characters, right? Then it simply says that these characters should be available in the string somewhere. Is that the case? Yes, that is the case, and that's why it is true. Secondly, we are not using any star or plus here right now, right? Plain and simple, like some characters between two double slashes, right? Then this thing is a exact match. Exact match means hello means hello, like you cannot even have one L or three L. L or two L, which means that it has to match exactly, right? Understand? And later we'll see that if we write L L plus O or something, right? Then it can match HELLO also, HELO also, and HELLL triple OLO also. That will also match, right? So those things will. But right now, when nothing is there, plain and simple, then exact match. The meaning of this is exact match, right? And that's why this thing is giving you true. This is the first time, so even if it is simple, let me show you. So it will be plain and simple, something like this. I am creating a regular expression, let's say ABC, okay, and dot, and I'm testing, right? And if I have a string where, let's say, it is not there, then it will say false. And if somewhere, let's say here, let's say I write C, then it will return true, because somewhere in this string it can find ABC, right? Here ABC it can find, right? So this part, since this is ABC, that's why it is saying that it is matching. And it does not matter, you can have space here, you can have space, have here, have space, it does not matter. It gives you that, yeah, it is matching. Now this is like simple function. We later will see some other function which we don't want to just know that this ABC is there or not. Like it is now behaving like includes, right? That something is there or not. Index of in string, index of does what? Not only it says that it is there or not, but it says where it is there. It gives you index that where it is. Similarly, if we want to do that, we can do that, but that is a different method which will come next. But right now we are doing a simple case, that whether this ABC exists as it is somewhere or not, right? And as we discussed, that it does not need to be a proper word, right? It can be part of like a substring of a particular word also, that is fine. It just checks for ABC, okay. Next, having gone through a simple example, let's go through some other simple examples. Let's say hello.test, hi, hello everyone. Now you know that somewhere it has to find hello, so yeah, it will match. Hello test, hey everyone. No, hello is not there, so it will return false. Hello dot test, hi my hello, okay day. So you see that here again I saw that I told you that it need not be a word, it just needs to be present there. So HELLO is here, and that's why it is returning true. And again, here, yeah, here it is interesting, because you can see that HELLO, right, at two places it is there. So it doesn't matter, I am testing that whether it is there or not, and I will get true, yeah, right. Now actually this hello is matched, or this hello is matched. If we want that, then we will we are having another function for that, right, which will give us the index, that where at what position it has matched. And in general, it will just match the first instance, but there are ways to match globally, like all the instances, right? But slowly and slowly we'll learn about all of them. Now there is something called quantifiers. So quantifiers is exactly what some of the things which I discussed earlier is, that if you write simply like ABC, then it simply says that, yeah, means let's write a simple ABC DEF or whatever, right? Now you are saying that, yeah, it will match with and it should not start with. I am not saying that it should start with. So let's say if something like this is there, then also it will match, right? So it is fine. But right now I'm saying that it should match exactly, right? But you see that if I give A B B C, then it will say that no, it is not matching, right? Because ABC is not there. But I don't want to write that whole logic myself, right? That it should match. So but what happens that there is a shortcut. If I write X star, it means that match this item, whatever I thing in front of which you put the star or asterisk. It means that zero or more times that item will be matched, right? Which means that if I write here B star, then you can see that it will match. If I write like multiple B's, everything will match, right? So it doesn't care how many B's are there, but it is saying that, yeah, is there somewhere in this string where A is there, C is there, and in between like 0 or more b's are there. 0 or more means that this is also fine. If I have nothing, if I have nothing, you see a is there, c is there, and 0, this star means 0 is also possible. So the number of b's is 0, and if number of b's is 0, then simply a and c will be left, and that's why you will see that this is also matching and this is giving you true. However, we have another thing called plus, and this means 1 or more, which means that if I convert this to plus, then it will fail. It will say that no, at least one b should be there, one or more b should be there, right? So this will fail, but as long as I have one b, it will be sufficient for it to give true, and then you can have any number of b's, that is fine, right? But at least one should be there, that is fine. And there is something called question mark, x question mark. This means that it should be either 0 or 1, which means that if I do something like this, then so many b's it will fail. Like it cannot find something like that. It wants exactly 0 b's or 1 b's, which means that it will match a b c 1 b, or it will match a c, which means 0 0 b's, right? So those things will match. So for example, you can clearly see that ac is matching, right? And abc is matching. And if you start giving more than 1b, then it will stop matching. You can clearly see. So this is the meaning of question mark. Okay, so yeah, so we saw that if abc nothing, no fancy thing is there, then simply it is an exact match, sequence match of abc, right? However, this will mean that a followed by, as we discussed, 0 or more b's and then c, 1 or more b's and then c, a and then 0 or 1 b and then followed by c. So this is what we just discussed, right? Let's continue with some more this thing. So if I have HEL star O, what does this mean? 0 or more. 0 or more. So what does this mean? It should match HEO also, because 0 else, HELO also, and HELLO, and multiple, everything it should match, right? And that is exactly what it is already we are seeing, that LLO it is matching, HELO it is matching, HEO also it is matching, 0 number of else, right? But ELLO, like it cannot find something HEO and 0 or more else. There is no pattern here, right? Something like that. Okay. Okay. Let me tell you one thing more. Yeah. So basically, you might think that yeah, here H is there, E is there, and here O is there, and L. So, but the problem is that here you can see that. So let me write this example for you. So yeah, so what was the thing normal? It was HE else asterisk O, right? And dot test, and you can see that HEY, yeah, something like this. It was EOO, yeah. So obviously this will match, but if I have something like this, it is not matching, right? Now you can clearly see that it is false. Now what is happening, that you might think about this thing, this whole thing starting with HE ending with, and then O is there, but you see that these things are not L, right? It just needs L, and that is what it is here, right? That is what it is here, that it wants to tell you that no, I want L only between HE and O, right? And if you have all else, then only it will match, right? Otherwise it will not match. There are ways to match any character, and we will discuss that later, but that thing is something called dot. So if you write simply dot, it means that dot will match anything, which means now it will say that and let's write something world or something, whatever. Okay, so now it will say that HEO, and in between any characters can be there, right? Now it is saying true, right? Because it can find HEO, and in between any character is there, right? But again, we'll see dot later, but I just told you that you can do something like that. And yeah, you can see that if multiple else are there, that is also matching. And when you are using plus instead of star, it should be now very much clear that only this thing will change, where HEO was matching here HEO will not match, because yeah, HEO has no else. I need one or more else, right? And that's why it will false. Now this is the function which we were talking about, that rather than simply telling us that whether it is matching or not somewhere, we exactly want to know where it is matching, at what index, whatever my matched regular expression is present in the string, right? For that we have something called this thing, exec function, right? It executes a search for match in the specified string, and then it doesn't return simply true and false. It result the result array or null. So if there is no match, then null it will return. But if there is a match, then it will return a proper array with the result, that where the matching has been done. We will see that. So let's take an example of this thing, right? Let's take an example of this thing. Yeah, so let's take simple this example only. HEL plus O, and then you are testing, let's say, yeah, hello world. First thing, it is matching this, okay, right? Second thing, if you make it capital H, then you see that it is not matching, right? So it is case sensitive. The comparison is case sensitive. There are ways to do case insensitive comparison. It is very simple, but we'll learn it later. Okay, so this is like, yeah, it is matching. But I'm not interested in just matching. I want to know where is my this pattern found, right? For that we use exec, right? So rather than test, we will use exec, and then let's do the same thing. Now you see that it gives you a very detailed information, right? Something like it is telling you that, yeah, the string which matched is hello, okay, which means that if you write here, let's say triple LO, then obviously it will also match, because one or more L is needed, right? Then it will give you HELL, whatever is matched, okay, that thing is given first part, first item of the array. Second item is the where is the match happening. Now it is starting with only that pattern, right? And that's why it is giving you that index, that from index 0 only I'm getting the pattern, right? But if you give, let's say, my hello world or something, then you see that it is giving, now telling you that index 3. So the pattern has been found at index 3, 0 1 2 3. The pattern has been found at index 3. So this is the index for that. And this is like, yeah, input is like the whole string which you provided, that is given here. So might be like while you are iterating over something or doing the parsing, then you might need the original input, so you can use input for that. And groups, we have not discussed. This is somewhat advanced thing which we might discuss in some of the next videos. Okay, so right now just focus on these things, right? What is matched, at what position it is matched, and that's why for simplicity I have given only these two things in the like comments, that what will happen. Okay, so we have right now seen that, yeah, hello is found at index 5. See, 0 1 2 3 space 4 and this 5 is the index where the pattern has been found. Here HELO, yeah, HELO is found and at index 5. Yeah, here you know that nothing is matched, because I want at least one L, but there is not even one L, right? Nowhere with HE and then O later. So there's no match. Then it will return null. Okay. So you can understand that it's like if you if you directly do execute, then also you can find whether it is matching or not. If it is null, then there is no match. If it is not null, then it is match, right? If you don't if from beginning only you know that I don't care whether it is where it is matching, then rather than using this, you can directly use test, which will simply give you true and false. But both are equivalent in that sense, if you are simply interested in matching or not matching. But if exactly for index, we will go ahead with this index. Okay, hey, HELLO. Okay, so this thing, yeah, this thing will match and at index 5, and you can see here. So this is the example where, like, I wanted to show you that it need not be a word. So you can see the whole thing is matching with this thing, but at the position where match has happened, it is saying index 6. You see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the sixth index, which means that HELLO, this thing is matched, right? This thing is not matched. So earlier we simply got true and false. Now we are exactly knowing that which is the one, and obviously it will start with the first one, so it is matching. But if you simply execute this thing, it will always keep on giving you this first thing only, right? If you want to match the next one, there are ways for doing that thing, right? But that is called global match. But right now we are just focusing on this simple thing. We will come to that in some later video. Quantifiers. Okay, so earlier we saw simple quantifiers, x star, x plus, x question mark, right? Now there are some more advanced quantifiers, which are like you can exactly count the number of occurrences, right? So basically, if you write something like x and in curly braces, and everything is in part of a regular expression, right? So I'm talking about something like this. Let's say a b within curly braces, let's say whatever 3 comma 5 and then c, understand? So this is just part of the regular expression, right? Now this will mean that uh, my b should be 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times. It cannot be less than 3, it cannot be more than 5. Okay, so this is like if you want more granular control over like how many b's should be there, right? Then this will work in that case. So the syntax is that if you simply give one number, and always you should give number, right? If you simply give one number, then it tells that n, whatever item n is there, that should be exactly at n number of times. Okay, and if it is something like n comma m, then it says that it should be it can be at least n, but it can be this thing also. If you put a higher number later, then it can go till that thing also, right? So in this case we will see that if I write something like HELO, right? Then and let's take a simple example, let's say 1 2. Okay, then we'll see that yeah, it is failing, it is not matching, because I'm saying that HE and then L can be 1 or 2. It cannot, or if I do something like 1 or 3, then you can see that it is matching. Yeah, so 1 3 is there, then you can clearly see that it is going to match. Why? Because I know that 1 2 and 3 L's are allowed, right? But if I have something like 4 L's, then we will see that it is not matching, right? Then I have to again increase this number. Now let's say in 3 it is working, 2 also it will work, right? 1 also it will work, right? But if I do have 0 else, then you see that it will not match. Yeah, so we can clearly see that it needs 1L, 2L, or 3L, right? Not more than 3, not less than 1. Okay, so this is the syntax. And now if you have something like something simply n comma, then it will mean that it matches anything greater than n. So let's say I write 1 comma, okay, then it will simply mean that it can be 1 or 2 or n it till infinite. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Now you can understand that yeah, this is more powerful. And since this is more powerful, it is a like sort of a generalization of the earlier thing which we discussed, right? X star and x plus. So you can clearly understand that you can say that yeah, I can say x 0 comma can be considered as x star. Okay, um, x star, right? So let's try that out. Okay, so let's write 0 comma, right? And in the one case, yeah, let's write HEL star, right? And test the same thing at both places. Okay, so right now I'm saying HEO is there, then you can say that both are matching, right? HELO, then both are matching HELO. So you can understand, and if I remove let's say E, then obviously no one will match. Okay, so now we clearly know that this is sort of a equivalent thing, right? So it can be 0 if it is x 0 comma and here I believe that it is mistake, so it can be n greater than or equal to 0 also, right? So the first thing and there is no point in having 0 something, right? There's no point in having exact. So exactly, if you want L, then you want exactly two L's. That is fine. You want exactly one L. If you want exactly zero L, then what is the point? You just remove this, right? So, and that's why it does not make sense in exact equality having zero. But in this case, you can clearly see that if x 0 comma is there, then it can be considered as 0 or more, which is x star. 1 or more, this is x plus. 0 or 1, minimum 0 and maximum 1, right? So which means that either it is there or not there, and that is the meaning of x question mark, right? So you can understand that these things can be derived from the earlier syntax. Okay, so let's see a few examples here. So one or more L, yeah, one or more L, so it should match. One L, it should match. One or more, but there is no L, so that's why it is not matching. Zero or more, and there is zero or more, right? H, E, O, and L can be zero or more, and that's why it is now matching. Exactly two, and that's why it is matching. If it is 1 L, then I am saying exactly 2 L should be there, and that's why it is not matching. 1 2, 1 or 2, not less than 1, not more than 2. So HELLO is fine. HELO is also fine. 2L and 1L is fine. If you put 3L, then also it will give you null. If you put 0L, then also if you simply write HEO, then also it will not match, right? So these are the examples for the simple things which we discussed. Okay. So I believe that for this video it should be fine. In the next video we'll start with something called assertions.